Did somebody say Andre Chase? Well, I'm going to assume that you, the viewer, did in fact say Andre Chase, because chances are the reason you're watching this video right now is because you searched for Andre Chase on YouTube. It's either that or YouTube decided to put my video in everyone's recommended. Probably the former. Anyways, Andre Chase is quickly becoming one of my favorites in the WWE. I won't say he's at Cameron Grimes' level just yet, but I think a few more fucks and shits will be enough to get me questioning who my favorite WWE wrestler is. It all started with the NXT Breakout Tournament. Remember when Cameron Grimes made his start in that same tournament 2 years ago? He even made it to the finals before losing to a guy that's not even in WWE anymore. Andre Chase wasn't as lucky. He lost to Odyssey Jones in the first round, and then a few weeks later he lost to LA Knight in 33 seconds. With that squash and recent rumors suggesting NXT didn't want guys over 30 anymore, which Andre was, his future in NXT wasn't looking very bright or existent at all. And then NXT 2.0 happened. The black and gold brand was rebranded to the red and orange and yellow and blue and brighter blue and magenta brand with a new look, new stars, and Braun Breaker has a colorful singlet. At the end of the inaugural episode of NXT 2.0, Dexter Gaylord Loomis, that's his middle name apparently, and Indy Hartwell had a wedding. The wedding didn't go exactly as planned. Dexter Loomis knocked out the guy at the front, I don't know what they're called, but don't worry, Beth Phoenix was there for the save. However, she made the mistake of asking Indy and Dexter if they should cut to the chase. This was Andre's time to shine. He knew the second she said chase that this was his moment to live up to the tournament he was in a couple months ago and break out. He got up from out of his chair and said what is now his iconic catchphrase that he's only used once so far. Did somebody say Andre Chase? Up there with what The Rock is cooking, and the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so, as one of the most iconic catchphrases in wrestling history. Not really. Unfortunately, Odyssey Jones, the guy that beat Andre in the breakout tournament, remember him, he decided that we weren't ready to hear Andre spit facts and told him to sit down. Not verbally, but he still got the message. Nonetheless, it was at that moment when Andre Chase had piqued my interest. However, I still didn't expect much from him. And then NXT 2.0 happened. Last week was when Andre Chase caught my attention. This week was when he won me over. It was the day I officially became an Andre Chase fan. Chase University is fucking awesome and a better place for education than Harvard. Yeah, I said it. Why would some dumb, four-eyed nerd want to enroll in Harvard when they could enroll in Chase University instead? I don't know what Chase University's acceptance rate is, but it's probably way better than 5% ass Harvard. I bet none of Harvard's teachers are anywhere near as charismatic as Chase University's eponymous professor. And even if they were, their sweaters are definitely nowhere near as great as his. Oh yeah, his sweater, mwah, chef's kiss, I love it, mwah, another chef's kiss. I wanna buy a replica of that sweater as soon as possible. Well actually, I won't be buying it as soon as possible because I don't have any money. I spent it all on personal items. And Andre Chase himself, man, what a guy. His charisma knows no bounds. Also, unlike Drew Gulak, he is actually able to finish a presentation, which, by the way, Drew Gulak was 100% right about the top rope. Did you see what happened to Finn Balor at Extreme Rules when he got up on the top rope? God, Drew Gulak was right all along, and we should have listened to him. But yeah, back to Andre. I love that he was able to explain what Odyssey Jones did wrong in the finals of the breakout tournament, and I love even more that he told Steve to fuck off. Also, fuck Steve. This guy, he fucking sucks. Fuck him. Fuck Steve. This dude thinks he knows what he's talking about. Andre Chase, when are you saying Odyssey Jones is the physical loser when he beat you in a match? Shut the fuck up! Are you assuming Andre Chase hasn't learned from his defeat? Because if you are, then spoiler alert, he wouldn't be teaching these classes if he hadn't. And are you saying this isn't the face of a loser? Because to me, this looks like the face of someone who's thinking, oh shit, I should have done a better cover, but because of my mistake, I've been rolled up. Damn, if only I went to Chase University so I would have known not to make such a simple mistake. He wasn't thinking that last part because Chase University didn't exist yet, but the rest is true. Andre Chase actually makes a good point. Who the did you ever beat Steve? In fact, what have you done of relevance before Chase University? In fact, do you even do anything besides be a stupid little bitch? Holy shit, I fucking hate you, Steve. You know what? I'm moving on to the next week just so I don't have to think about Steve anymore. Holy shit, I hate him. The next week, Andre Chase was screwed harder than Bret Hart in Montreal. He wasn't actually, but you know, saying he was makes it sound like a big deal. He's in his first match since opening up Chase University, and his opponent is this guy, Boa. During the match, Andre Chase told Boa that he has a lot to learn, which I don't think Boa agreed with since he responded by hitting him with 2 side kicks and a front kick. Andre, furious that Boa didn't listen to his, I was gonna say constructive criticism, but he didn't really tell Boa how he could improve. He decides to start shouting at this woman, Mei Ying, who was at ringside during the entire match. Mei Ying's response? Spitting water or mist or whatever in his face, which should have been a disqualification, but because the referee decided Boa was more important, the blatant disrespect to a sports educator goes completely unnoticed, and Boa wins the match. Like I literally just said, this should have been a disqualification. Mei Ying was not wrestling in the match, nor was the match a no disqualification match. Therefore, as soon as the liquid made contact with Andre's countenance, the referee should have rung the bell and awarded him a victory via disqualification. The fact that the match continued on despite that is bullshit. Andre said it himself after the match. Also, that wasn't the only SH bomb that was dropped during that particular NXT 2.0. Braun Breaker said shit without the bowl earlier in the show. And it seems Seth Rollins likes the idea of saying shit, so what do you know? Andre Chase is a pioneer alongside Braun Breaker. By the way, look who Andre walked past while saying bullshit. That's Odyssey Jones, the guy that beat Andre in the breakout tournament and then had the weak pin, and then Steve tried so hard to defend that weak pin. Yeah, remember him? Oh, and LA Knight too, I guess. So in case you haven't realized by now, I like Andre Chase. And he's not the only new guy in NXT that I like. I also like Odyssey Jones and Duke Hudson and Carmelo Hayes, and I'm really excited to see what they do in NXT. But Andre Chase is the one with the cool sweater, which means he is automatically better than all the other new NXT guys. And okay, I'll admit, I still don't think Andre is going to be a big main event star or a champion, at least not with this gimmick, but in my eyes, that doesn't matter as long as what he's doing is great, which right now it is. So that's all for the video. I like Andre Chase. I'm excited to see what he does in the future, and hopefully his students are nowhere near as unlikable as Steve. Fuck Steve.